Hello and welcome to the Justice Factor. Are the findings of the public protector binding and enforceable? Can state organs and officials just ignore her findings, or are they like those of a court of law? Joining me in the second segment of the show is Deputy Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, John Jeffery, to discuss this and other issues. But first, I'm joined by Adriaan Basson, editor of Beeld newspaper, to discuss the big stories of the week. Adriaan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Justice.
I hear one of your journalists was arrested by Eskom today. Is that place in crisis before we get to the issue of your journalist?
Yes, absolutely. I think we have a big crisis on hands in South Africa. Eskom has been in crisis for a few years now. It kind of felt like it went better a few years ago, but you know, the breaking down or implosion of a silo, or cracking up, whatever you want to call it, of a coal silo, is a very serious issue. You know, this is bad management. This is bad. You know, maintenance of very key facilities. What
is happening there? Because they've now got a new CEO. Yeah. There's been major scandals surrounding the acting CEO, allegations that he's been handing out Eskom money to politically connected friends of President Zuma and so forth. Is it a leadership problem? Is it that, you know, it's just incompetence?
Well, I don't know, frankly, you know, if Mr. Tsidiso Matona tonight still agrees with his decision to take the job of Eskom CEO. I think he might be regretting it. I think it's a bit of a hospital pause, as I say in rugby. You know, I think that entity is just being managed badly for a number of years now. We've had how many CEOs? There's no consistency in management. We've had Bobby Gottsal coming in and out. We had Jacob Maroga, Tulani Kabashe, you know, we had different CEOs, so it just feels like there's no stability in the management of Eskom, and there's been attempts, you know, to actually try and get South Africans, and I think South Africans has actually answered the plight of Eskom to cut down on electricity use. You know,
and we've also paid more whenever they've asked for a tariff increase.
And there was a big scandal, of course, involving BHP Billiton, where, you know, through court action we established that they were paying much less than you and I for electricity.
Yeah. Now, you know, I can't help but draw the line from Eskom to SABC to SAA. These are all state-owned enterprises. All of them are in deep trouble. SAA, the whole board has been fired, and a lady who claimed she had a BA degree, and now it turns out that she doesn't have one, is the chair, and she's the only one who wasn't fired as the board chair. Should government be involved in all these SOEs, really?
Well, I think if you try and read between the lines of what people like Minister Lynn Brown has been saying, it might not come as a surprise soon if we sell off one of these things at least. You know, SAA, for a long time people have been asking, why does the South African government still cling on to SAA, where a lot of other governments in other parts of the world have sold off their you know, entities, their carriers. I think there's big governance problems in these institutions, and again,
is it the involvement of politicians? Let's be straight about it. You look at the SABC, politicians have their hand in there. SAA, it's politicians saying, I want this, I want that, and so on. Eskom, same thing. They're all political footballs. These things shouldn't belong in government, should they?
No, but I'm scared that there's a culture of impunity sitting in at the top levels of management. For example, Ellen Sabalala, the chair of SABC, she either has a degree or she doesn't.
Well,
and by now it's pretty clear that she doesn't have one. She's taking Parliament to court. She's bringing in Norman Arendse issues, charging obviously a lot of money that the SABC will pay. You know, fighting procedural things. You know, that's impunity. And I suppose, you know, if one wants to analyze the Zuma presidency, that will be one of the legacies, I think, is this culture of not taking responsibility, of not stepping aside. Like someone like Palo Jordan did, which was almost like a weird thing, you know, when someone took responsibility.
No, we're still clapping. It's, wow, he did the right thing. But Ellen Shabalala, even Dudu Myeni at SAA, allegations that she said she's got a BA. Yeah. Now she says, no, sorry, I forgot that I hadn't finished some of the subjects. But let me finish off on the Eskom issue. Your colleague was detained by Eskom today. Why and what law are they using?
It's obviously a matter of grave concern for us, you know, when journalists are detained. So my colleague took pictures of this power plant that collapsed. From the road, actually. He didn't go into the Eskom property. Eskom security came, put him into a van, took him inside into an office, and insisted that he deletes all the pictures on his camera and said it was a national key point. Now, pictures of this power plant was on the front page.
It sounds like Nkandla all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this was just a senior manager at Eskom. I have no doubt that the CEO of Eskom now phoned this guy to say detain a journalist. I'm sure that didn't happen. The point is, a manager at that plant thought he could do that.
What should we all as journalists learn from this about what the state can do when it has in its power laws to stop you and me from taking pictures and talking about
Well, I think we have to challenge. I think at some stage the Key Points Act has to be challenged in the Constitutional Court, Justice. I just think it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's illegal to publish a picture of union buildings or our Tambo. You know, that's just crazy. So I think that will need to go to court. Otherwise, people will misuse it, as they did with Nkandla as well.
Yeah. That's a burning issue that I'd like to talk to you about. The IEC and the NPA, both institutions key to our democracy. The IEC runs our elections. The NPA is in charge of prosecutions. They should be beyond reproach, and both of them are in trouble right now. Just tell us very, very briefly what's going on.
The NPA has been in trouble for a long time, so the new National Director of Public Prosecutions, Advocate Nkasana, brought in retired Judge Zak Yaqub from the Constitutional Court to do an investigation into the infighting. He's now produced a report in which he reveals that two very senior advocates, Nomkobo Jiba, the former acting National Director, and Lawrence Mwebe, the head of Commercial Crimes Unit, refused to participate, refused to answer his questions. And he's now asked for another commission of inquiry with the powers to subpoena these people to actually answer the question. It's a mess. Nkasana's head is still on the block with Jacob Zuma. Apparently he wants a settlement of 7.5 million. So it's not good news. At the IEC, Justice, last week I received an email one day with this attachments from a whistleblower inside the IEC with lots of slips of hotel bills and restaurant bills by senior people like Terry Tselane, the deputy chairman. Now that organization, it seems to me, is in the middle of a power battle between supporters of the former chair Pansy Tlakula and her opponents. Everybody wants the power. A short list for the chairman was also announced last week, so we'll have to see how that one plays out.
And we have an election coming up in around May 2016. Yeah. That will be key. Adriaan Basson, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks so much. Thanks. After the break, we asked Deputy Minister John Jeffery whether the public protector can force President Zuma to pay back the Nkandla money. Stay with us.